Hey, what's up guys, TotallyDubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the AOC U3477PQU. I'd like to thank AOC for sending me this out for a review. It's an absolute mammoth of a screen, and I'll show you that in just a second. First of all, purchase locations. Now you can find it on Amazon.co.uk for £584, as you can see over here, and you can find it at Amazon.com for $977. So yes, it's a very expensive screen. Links will be in the description below in case you're interested. Now let's get on with its specifications, which are quite impressive, I must say. So it's a 34-inch monitor that runs at 1440p at 60Hz when used over DisplayPort. It will display via HDMI, VGA, and DVI. However, when you use those inputs, you're going to be using them at 30Hz or via VGA at 1080p at 60Hz. So in order to enjoy the 60Hz refresh rate at 1440p, you have to use DisplayPort. So make sure that your graphics card has DisplayPort and that your computer can handle this much of a resolution. Speaking about the resolution, it's absolutely mammoth. It's 3440 times 1440p. As you can see, it is a big monitor. Let me just take this monitor, the camera back a little bit so you guys can get an idea. Just look at that. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, but my keyboard is a standard keyboard. It's a G710 Plus, and if you look at the comparison of that, it is absolutely huge. So speaking about inputs, it's got several inputs. It's got DisplayPort, VGA, DVI, and HDMI. Show you a picture of that. I'm going to use KitGuru's picture, which is a very nice high resolution picture. And just to show you, as you can see, it's got all the inputs that you need with audio in and out as well. So it's got all the right things, and it's got USB on the side in order to charge or use it with your computer. Continuing on with the specs, it's a 5 millisecond response time monitor, which is decent considering it is not a TN panel, which is brilliant because as it's not a TN panel, it gives you nice vivid colors. In order to demonstrate that, I'm going to go through a few pictures. Now you can see the pictures are, they've got black lines on each side, and that is just because of my monitor is a 2560 times 1440p monitor, and therefore it comes up to here. This is just elongated a little bit more, and therefore you see the black lines. But you can see through the colors is what I'm just trying to show and convey over here, that they're absolutely fantastic. It's very hard to show over a camera to show you how the actual colors look, or how rich it is, or how the color depth is, or how the blacks and the black colors shine through, or the white colors are correct. But I've just gone on user profile 50-50-50 for RGB, and it just comes up absolutely stunning. I don't have to do any sort of calibration, which of course you can, but for my purpose of my review I never do, because I like to see how the capabilities of a monitor is out the box. And in that respect, it is absolutely stunning. I love the colors. Now speaking about the colors, you can obviously adjust them via the on-screen display. The on-screen display you'll be able to see is quite literally huge. It's the size of my arm. It's that massive. Now you can see you've got all the standard AOC controls. You can see the user control, I've got 50-50-50, and you've got all the other ones, including pip setting in case you wanted it enabled. The speaker also does have sound. Now the sound isn't great, and I'm going to demonstrate that. So first of all, I'm going to play some music through my actual speakers, which are hidden behind the massive monitor. Play some music. So as you can hear, they're good. Now I'm going to play it through the monitor speakers. So it's a massive difference. Obviously it's going to be a massive difference, but it's unfortunate that such a big screen doesn't have decent speakers. Now I don't expect good speakers in monitors, despite reviewing monitors that have actual speakers from known brands like Onkyo. The speakers on this are pretty terrible, so obviously bear that in mind, and of course if you're going to use speakers, then you're going to have to use HDMI or DisplayPort in order to transfer sound through your graphics card to your monitor. So the sound isn't good, but the picture quality is great. Now what about its responsive time? Now its responsive time is 5 milliseconds, and you can use overdrive, but when I used overdrive via the on-screen display, overdrive essentially just tries to boost that, bring down that response time. I found that I had a lot of ghosting, and ghosting is when you move your cursor. Imagine this is my mouse cursor in my hand, and there's a ghost literally going behind it. And that's what I noticed when I put it on overdrive. So with overdrive off, there was less ghosting, but unfortunately the input lag was just a little bit too much. Now I was playing some Csgo and trying testing it, and it was decent. I've got to say its input, you don't notice that much of an input lag. It is present, but that said, I game quite regularly on a 8 millisecond PLS panel, so it's quite standard for me to actually experience that sort of little bit of input lag. So there is a little bit of noticeable input lag. If you're a really serious gamer, then obviously it's not going to be for you. But that said, I don't think if you're a serious gamer you'd ever consider this monitor, which leads me on to my thoughts. Now the thoughts of the monitor for watching movies is fantastic. Watching something like Game of Thrones sat in front over here, I mean quite literally you can see the monitor's there and my chair would be here. Very close to the monitor, which is absolutely massive at 34 inches, but in that respect I felt really immersed, and sometimes obviously how Game of Thrones is, some gore or whatever, just want to look away. And you almost can't because the monitor is literally so big it covers everywhere you'd want to look at. Now that is a great thing for movies, pictures and video editing, and of course when it comes to multitasking. So you saw that I had 2 tabs open, so obviously I have the AOC website there, and I've got say the Amazon page over here. You can make them even smaller, and you can even use Screen Plus, I think it's called, that AOC provide via their software, which you can actually split it up to separate parts of the screen and have it snap to different points, which is really cool. So in terms of multitasking goes, and in terms of watching movies and everything like that, it's brilliant. But when it comes to gaming, I just found it way too big. It was literally, for me, feeling like I was sitting in front of a 42-inch TV a couple of centimeters away. So much so that when I was playing CSGO, it actually hurt my eyes, because I was not only just concentrating here, I had to concentrate here. And it just was stretching my peripheral vision just a bit too much. So in terms of gaming, I don't think you would ever buy this monitor just based on the fact that it's not a comfortable monitor to game on. On top of that, due to its screen format of 21:9, there's only certain games, or a handful of games that actually support that screen format. So therefore, when I was playing CSGO, it doesn't follow that screen format, and therefore some things looked a little bit stretched and a little bit off. So you have to bear that in mind as well. So in terms of gaming, I mean, you can game on it, and I would say for casual gamers it's fine, but for hardcore gamers I think you'll look for something a little bit lower in terms of input lag. Overall, I really like the monitor. It is quite expensive, but I do like it. I should also mention I really like its stand. Now its stand, I could quite literally take to a zombie apocalypse and kill something with it. It is absolutely solid. I love it. It holds the monitor really well, and on top of that, the monitor goes up, down, tilts and everything that you'd want. So it's really good in that respect, and you can obviously put it all the way up 180 degrees, I think it is, and that just looks ridiculous. But the stand itself is extremely heavy duty and actually looks really nice, and I really like it. Just a minor point, but something I just thought I should mention. So overall, guys, I really like this monitor. The only downside is just that it's too big for me as a monitor. It's just way too big. As a TV or something that I'll chill back a couple of meters back, I would love to do it. But obviously, as it's a monitor, designed as a monitor, you have to be sitting in front of it. In that respect, I would have quite liked to see it if curved a little bit. Curves on each side would have made the experience just a little bit different and cool. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. Overall, I think it's worth the money because you're getting a lot of monitor for the money, but that's up to you to be the judge of, and there you go. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, comment, see what you think about it, and definitely favorite and share with your friends and family. Again, purchase links will be in the description below in case you're interested. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care. Bye bye.